Peace, family. A few weeks ago, the Detroit Pistons traded Jayden Ivey to the Chicago Bulls. A few days ago, the Chicago Bulls waived Jayden Ivey. Why? Because Jayden Ivey went on his social media and went on what they call a rant about homosexuality, saying that it was against the Bible, against God. And because of that, the Chicago Bulls felt that it was in their best interest of the team and the league to let him go. They terminated his multi-million-dollar contract simply because Jayden Ivey quoted what the Bible said. To that, I say this. I have said many times that the Bible tells us not to get into contracts with other nations. And this is exactly why. I don't know what type of contract the NBA, NFL, baseball, football have with these athletes, that if they go on social media and say anything, that the team, the league, got the authority to terminate these multi-million-dollar contracts. And like I say, they're signing these contracts with representation. When Stephen A. Smith commented about this, and this is a guy that's a sports commentator, he's being paid more to talk about sports than he ever would have been paid to play sports. He's saying that the Chicago Bulls and the team and the league was 100% in their right to let Jayden Ivey go, and the reason for that is the fact that when you sign a contract with this team within this league, you represent the Chicago Bulls. So as long as you want their money, you have to remember that. And you cannot go on social media saying anything that may reflect badly on the team or the league. Jayden Ivey was quoting from the Bible. I don't know what type of contract you could sign that would make you put the Bible or its principles secondary in your life compared to what contract you could sign with the NBA. But see, this is coming from a person like Stephen A. Smith, who likes to brag about his $100 million contract. He says that when people refer to his contract, he said the reason why he got the money that he got from ESPN, which is owned by Disney, is because he's not a threat. He's not going to go out in social media and make a rant that's going to make the ESPN or Disney look bad. And he suggests that Jayden Ivey do the same. See, this is the message that Stephen A. Smith is sending out to the people. As long as you want their money, keep your mouth shut. Be a good little soldier. Be a good little coon. Be a good little Sambo. Don't say anything that's going to reflect badly, give them reason to snatch this contract away from you. But see, the bigger picture is this. If you're an athlete and you sign a contract with the team, and then you make purchases based upon this guaranteed contract that you have, and the team lets you go because you quote the Bible, then what about the obligations that you have made based on this contract? Who's still responsible to pay that? Because see, the thing is this: a contract is a guarantee that whatever it is that you're receiving or offering between these two parties, that they will be protected through the duration of this contract. There's got to be some specifics that come into play that will have one or both parties decide they want to dissolve this contract before it expires. For you to enter into a contract with the people that can terminate this contract anytime they want, for whatever reason they deem necessary. This speaks exactly to why I say, when what the Bible say, for us not to enter into contracts with other nations. Because see, as long as you're not spiritually, ethically, morally aligned with the person you're going into this contract with, this can pop up at any minute. Because see, the fact of the matter is this: when Jayden Ivey was talking about on his social media how Jesus is going to come back, homosexuality is wrong, he was saying that, you know, you give homosexuals a whole month to celebrate what the Bible excoriate. The Bible denounced homosexuality, and the NBA, the league, this country has legalized it. So if this country was founded on biblical principles, one nation under God, it is clear that there's two gods that we got to consider, because the God that I serve doesn't change. What he said yesterday, the meaning still same. But the God that this country serves, somehow they can legalize homosexuality. They can celebrate homosexuality and still consider themselves a God-fearing country. I would love to get some interpretation on how this country can be a God-fearing country where you put your hand on the Bible to assume position of political power, president, judge, marriage. Where does the Bible say that homosexuals are allowed or ordained by God to be married? What does it say that homosexuals' marriage is supported by God? But yet, when you quote what the Bible say, that's reason enough for them to say that you have violated your contract and now you're gone. You know, if we don't get our act together, people, and start forming our own businesses, our own industries, our own institutions, and be governed by people who are in line and synced with us spiritually, morally, ethically, this nonsense is going to continue. Like I said, I couldn't believe that Jayden Ivey was the #1 draft pick by the Pistons, who just came back off of an injury to his leg. One of the most exciting, dynamic players on the team. And you picked this to be your reason to let him go? If they can do this to a person with a multi-million-dollar contract to be employed by the league, then what can they do to the rest of us who don't have contracts to work for their people? You know, I'm going to end this video here. And as always, these are my thoughts, my opinions. I invite you to leave yours in the comments. And I'll see you in my next video. Ashe.